the exercise for the month that we recommend is related to, is twofold. What is very clear about it is to refrain from unnecessary, automatic looking in the mirror. Now, of course, we are going to wake up and you can look in the mirror for what is a functional, taking care of your body, getting, if you are fortunate, getting, combing your hair, and for women, whatever you do, makeup, whatever you need to do, that's fine. So just do what you need to do consciously, intentionally, yeah? But any other time when you go to the bathroom, you go into your car, you walk through shops, go in a shop, and there are mirrors or there are reflections. The exercise is to refrain from checking yourself or looking at yourself / looking at your body in the mirror for this month. And to notice, actually, you will notice very likely that there is this habit of just looking yourself in the mirror, even just for a moment, for various reasons. Sometimes there is a seeming to make sure that something is right or is not wrong, or it's just a automatic habit for decades, basically. And the exercise is to refrain from that. And whenever you catch yourself, to disengage from that. This is what not to do. Yeah, this is the not do that. And instead of that, we recommend that you, when you go to the bathroom, and you may need to remind yourself before you go, you know, even before you go to the bathroom, you'll see gradually it will remind itself to do. What to do is to kind of sense your being, to just be present and know yourself as this presence. It's like a dynamic form of taking refuge in awareness, being here and now. Now, what is the function of this exercise? They are multifold. One of them is that, I mean, first of all, this is a strong habit of looking in the mirror, and behind it there is this unspoken but very embedded conviction that I am this. I am this. This is me in the mirror, me, Mihai, me, this body. So, and each time we do this, it reinforces this habit of society, of this program of this, which is aware through the eyes towards the mirror. That which is aware believes to be the body, and also believes to be this particular body, like Mihai, Joe, Nicole. Yeah, so it's kind of to disrupt that, and to disrupt that, and to remind ourselves of, when we go in, instead of reinforcing that image, to remind ourselves of the being and be knowingly. Another thing is that there are many other factors here. There is this element that when we look in the mirror, for most people, what I just described before probably is the least harmless of them. harmless. The least harmful or troubling pattern. But usually for many of us, we look in the mirror and right away comes in, okay, this is me, this is the body, and there is something wrong with me. There is some kind of critical, looking at increasing wrinkles maybe, or there's something, I'm too fat or too skinny or too this or too that. So there's this sense of deficiency, identity, some types of inner some kind of criticism about that, wanting it to be changed and different. And there's energy, emotional stuff around that. So yeah, that we are practicing every day. Also, some of us, we are kind of really maybe very, we have vanity feature. We'll talk about this later, but we have some kind of vanity around the body. Like, oh yeah. Or if you go to a gym, remember that, you go to the gym, or checking some part of the body, maybe the biceps or the, I mean, I do this a lot, so this is not, and so checking what we like, making sure it's still a good, or or checking what we don't like. Oh man, my legs are too skinny, or my butt is growing, or whatever. You have your own version of that. So, and this is happening. So try to keep to being awareness of this file of being the body and all the file around something wrong and criticism or judgment, or so it could be vanity slash narcissistic thing, or it could be self-pity, self-deprecation. Yeah. Any would you like to any thoughts on this, Peter?
Yes, I wanted to,
how to better use this, or what to watch for?
yes, this was related to what you said. So, for example, we go into the restroom and we use the restroom, and then say we wash our hands, and there's that tendency just to look in the mirror while we're washing our hands or drying our hands, something like that. But the one thing to keep in mind is to have the thought, the I, that says, instead of letting my awareness go out of me and into the mirror, to keep the awareness home, to keep it here in myself, behind my eyes, to keep this awareness of being, for it to keep a hold of itself. Because what's happening is it's almost always collapsing out with awareness, with attention, into objects. And the object we are most identified with is ourselves in different forms, as Mihai's been saying. So, it's interesting. A mirror is just a flat piece of glass, but it looks like there's a whole three-dimensional realm on the other inside the mirror, and our vision goes into that realm. When we are identified, we look at ourselves, and then, as Mihai said, we conclude that's who we are. So try to have this thought: instead of looking at the image in the mirror, I'm going to stay home and try to feel the being of being. And you'll feel the tension pulling you into wanting to look into the mirror. And instead, just watch that tendency and be home. And if you do look in the mirror, which is fine, I mean, there's no penalty. There's no bad grade you're going to get on the test, but you can spend a minute or so looking at yourself and keeping your vision behind your eyes. You're kind of seeing yourself in the image in the mirror, but you're not going into that image. It's like falling into the lake. It's like, what was his name? Narcissus? What was his name?
Narcissus, yeah.
Narcissus, yes, the Greek god or boy. And he's looking in the lake. It's exactly what we're talking about. And he fell in love with his image. And he thought that's who he was. And it's exactly the same thing. So we want to fall in love with our awareness, not with the image reflected in the glass. And so we're trying to use this. This is how this exercise is connected to self-remembering, as well as observing and trying not to feed this validation. That's me.
Yeah, you will catch, it takes some time for this to be accomplished. And actually the failure of this exercise, it's very successful, because you'll catch yourself, and that's a moment of being more awake and re-engage.
And also, presence awareness is very quiet. It's very quiet in here when we're present. And usually when we go into a restroom or something, it's noisy, and we're doing this and we're doing that, and we're flushing the toilet, and then we're washing our hands, and we're soap noises with our hands, and then the towel or the drop, whatever it is. There's all this noise, and we don't even notice our own awareness. And so this can be a kind of peaceful exercise too, to know before you open that door to the restroom, you're going to try to enter the quiet within yourself and remain there as much as you can, as well as you can, while you're in the restroom. And then you'll step back out into the world again. But it can be a beautiful few minutes, actually, of peace, of inner peace, believe it or not, in the restroom.
And when you take care of the functioning part, like makeup, or just making sure that things are fine, presentable, so do that. And of course, watch now. It's opportunity to now make more conscious the various voices and commentary, because surely there may be this repetitive, recurrent commentary about something we dislike. So observing that aspect of ourselves. And a slight little addition to this exercise is, let's say you do your functional aspect, and then just take a moment, like really look, just look at this image in the mirror in your own eyes. Just really look for like, I don't know, 20 seconds without all of that nonsense. And with the clear, and try to feel and sense and understand that which is aware is aware is aware of this image in the mirror. Where's this body? And actually, you see, you can't see that which is aware. You can see your eyes, you can see some aliveness, but you can't see that. Yet that is seeing everything. So it's almost like to take this month to refrain from all those mechanical habits and use more frequency of meditation, presence in everyday life, and also reestablish a new way of looking at the mirror. Because you can look in the mirror and see this body. That's the truth, is that you look in the mirror, there's this consciousness that is aware of this body that is it's our lease. And this consciousness is the owner and manager of this body that is changing, has always changed. And last point here is that this, narcissistic, usually it's connected to this narcissistic personality disorder, and all of these people that they're obnoxious, and we are definitely not one of them, and they're on TV, or that's associated with this inflated false personality. But in some teachings, is that it's not just that, it's all about this me. So it's equally narcissistic to the judgment, or the putting oneself down, or the self-pity, or the deficiency commentaries. That's what they say in some teachings, the ego, or the sense of imaginary self, it's narcissistic in its core. Whether it's inflated, deflated, it's about me. Everything revolves around me. And this me is this imaginary self. imaginary self. By the way, I've done with Peter a talk. We're going to release very soon part of the podcast, episode 23, that it's about in depth about investigating the imaginary self / false personality. We are going to release soon.